cryptocurrencies a lot less than you do. And so, to me, it's just dementia. And I think the people who are professional traders that go into trading cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out. Cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting.
Shut the noise up.
Give me music, The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller.
The signal is the truth. The noise is what distracts us from the truth.
The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller.
Welcome everybody for the second time. How you doing? Welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday, Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything else. And as everybody else, we would just like to know where the bottom is. That's what we are looking for right now. Where is the bottom? That's what we're gonna talk about today. As you see down here, we had a couple of bounces up here. So is this the bottom? Is this not the bottom? That's what we're gonna talk about today. Because I, just like you guys, I'm looking to close my short. I have a short on Bitcoin up here. And it's going towards downside. Should I close it over here? Should I have closed down here at 30? This is 20%, this is 30%. Where should I close my short? I want to close my short. I want to take profits, guys. I want to look just as you. I want to find the bottom so I can, put in a long position, because there is always more upside and more gains in a long position than a short position. So I would like to do that. Now I am looking for that, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Where is the bottom of this move? What's happening with the charts and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed the music. Let's see who is in the chat. Rostein Army, let's go. Dutch Wing Racing, yo, what's up, mate? Jay, salute. Mladen is in the chat. How you doing, man? Christovan, Christo, how are you? You're extra late, Mr. Late Adopter, sir. Now I have to go and miss your wisdom. We'll watch you later though. It's okay, Christo, when you come back you can always check it out. Pump it now or never. Yeah, it's something like that. I'm gonna explain to you a little bit why, but it's something like that. At least the way I see it. I know everybody else sees it their way, and stuff like that, but we definitely, if you're gonna end this downtrend over here. And this downtrend has been actually going over all the way up here. So this needs to be looked at some kind of, bigger channel towards the downside over here. If you're gonna end this over here, this is just a part of a bigger move of a bigger move towards the downside, and it start up here at the top, at this double top over here. So you know, it needs to end soon. So we're gonna see how far, you know, what kind of levels, you know, needs to be broken and not to actually do that. More chats, better YouTube exposure. I don't know, maybe. Guys, did you hit the like button? I don't think everybody hit the like button. There's only 12 likes up here. It's not like I care about likes, you know, but you know, everybody says likes are important. So Vishal, afternoon from the UK. Edward, what's up? It's 9 a.m. somewhere. I'm sorry guys, but this trading stuff is really, you know, taking toll on my you know, daily rhythm. My wife is not really happy about that right now. You know, she's complaining because I'm sleeping way too late. You know, she has to take care of the kids in the morning. I'm up very late. You know, my days is turned around, and it's all because of the trading. I'm up way too late. Where's the full moon pump? Are we too late? Yeah, I was just checking that out. You can see here we had the full moon up here, down here, and we did pump a little bit, but you know, right now we are back down again. So you know, the big question is, you know, on the daily time frame, will this full moon up here you know, eventually, you know, bounce us towards the upside, towards greatness or not? That's the big question. You can see the previous full moon actually did that, and then we got a new moon up here. Yeah, game over. And then right now we have, you know, full moon again. Are we gonna continue going towards the upside? Big questions. But these are regular moons, and I don't, you know, give these, you know, normal, you know, full and new moons very much thought, because we've seen that, you know, they can play out, they don't have to play out, and so forth. But there are definitely special moons that are very, very important, like, you know, blood moon, you know, new moon or full moon eclipses and stuff like that. Really important, you know, astrological events for Bitcoin. So there is that. Breaking big resistance crypto face must be about. I don't know about that. I haven't actually watched him lately. Guys, it's the moon. It might be the moon. Yo guys, good to be back. Eric is back in the chat. How you doing, man? Volkan soon. Andrew, does the moon only work in bull? Nah, it works in bull and bear. But the new moons push the price down a lot more in bear markets, and the full moons push the price a lot more up in bull markets. So there is that. My girlfriend is dancing to the intro music right now. Nice. I like that your, you know, girlfriends are enjoying my music. I appreciate that. You can say hello to all the girls and, you know, wives. And, you know, I can give you a tip if you got a girlfriend or a wife. If you have a girlfriend, you have to treat her like her wife, because that's what she wants to become. Every girlfriend wants to become a wife. So when you have a girlfriend, you want to treat her like she's your wife. You know, oh, you want to kind of, you know, play around, you know, the fantasy that she's the wife, because they love that, right? And once you have the wife, once she's become a wife, you want to treat her like a girlfriend, you know, a slap on a you know, bottom, you know, hey man, you know, hi girl, you know, you want to go out for a, you know, date and stuff like that, you know. You want to treat your wife like a girlfriend, because they you know, they want to go back to that place, and you want to treat your girlfriend like your wives. And that's the, you know, secret to, you know, happy, successful, you know, not marriage, but, you know, contract. That's awesome. What I got. She's a keeper. Moon to the tune. Tiela, don't come on now. Girlfriend's dancing to music. Bob Marson, how you doing, man? Wow, there are a lot of people in the chat right now. Actually, only 50 people, but you know, people are chatting a lot. Did anybody get their cup of coffee? Yeah, I got my coffee at least. So, you know, I need to wake up. Let's go, because we gotta know. Up. Okay, let's go quickly up here. Mac is in the chat. Nice music. Chandan, this song is better than Sheldon's. Yeah, we got a better song. So we are winning at, you know, at one somewhere, right? Mute song. We fixed that. And then Baby Doge was the best buy for me this year, up 300% on my $50 investment. Nice. That's, you know, 200 bucks together. Very, very nice. Now you can take 200 bucks and do another 300%, and you'll be like, you know, 600 bucks before you know it. And a lot of people thinking, oh, I have a little money, I can't do anything with this. I mean, if you know, technical analysis and trading, you can trade that, even though it's 60 bucks. If you're a good trader, you will take the $6 and make it to 6,000. If you're a bad trader, you'll take 6,000 and make it to 60 bucks, right? It only depends, you know, what you can do. And you don't even have to trade. You can just buy these, you know, coins that pump, you know, 300%. You can buy the spot on DEXs and stuff like that. There is a lot of these, you know, micro coins. There are new coins that are coming out. New Fed is coming out, you know, AI, whatever right now, right? You know, you find these coins, you buy them low. If you're good at, you know, research and stuff like that, there is other ways to make money. There is other ways to make that $60 into, you know, 6,000. Hit the like button. Okay, let me, there we go, we are at the end of the chat. Gort, I'm afraid of DXY bull flag. We're gonna check that out. We're gonna see what, you know, what the DXY is doing. How are you? You are my lunar majesty. Hi Mohammed, I do, man. My link back's looking happy today. Nice. Bitcoin to 16k. Maybe. Good one tip, just in time for Valentine's. Yeah, there's Valentine's coming on the 14th, guys. Again, I'm gonna tell you a story. I have a friend at my business, and he was like, you know, coming around, and I was like, so what you doing to, you know, for your wife for your Valentine's birthday? And they've been married for a long time, kids and everything, right? So he's like, no, my wife doesn't like that kind of stuff, you know, she's not, you know, that kind of girl, you know, she's she doesn't like flowers and, you know, chocolate and stuff like that. So there was a rose there, so I took the rose and I gave him and I said, give this to your wife and say, you know, happy Valentine's Day. You know, he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, like she's not that kind of girl, you know, he knows his wife, right? No, just do it, you know, take the wife, she's still, you know, girl, take the rose, give it to your wife. He went home and did that, right? And you know, a couple of days later he comes, you know, I see him again, and he's like, Sasha, thank you. You know why? Because they're still girls. Doesn't matter, you know, what they say, what they do. They still like to get roses and chocolate, you know, chocolate cookies and whatever. They're still girls. They're still the same, you know. So on Valentine's Day, just do something a little nice. Doesn't matter whether your girl likes it or not. You know, do a small thing, you know, and they're gonna appreciate that. Should I sell my alts by lower? I made more. Wow, we are in 25 minutes and we haven't said a word about Bitcoin. This is like the best show. Are you kidding me? Who does Valentine's Day when married? You gotta do Valentine's Day. That's when it's important, man. That's when it's very, very important. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin, guys. We are done through the chat. It's been 25 minutes since I started the stream. You guys are like, this is the worst show ever. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So unfortunately, you know, that's how we do it on this channel over here. So let's see what's happening up here. Let's pop some moving averages and stuff like that. We're gonna we're done talking about moon. We had a big bad close yesterday. The problem is that this, you know, once we broke through 10 and 20 moving average towards downside, we made this nice bounce up here. We actually opened above 20 moving average up here, and this could definitely, you know, continue towards upside. I was actually looking for that. Unfortunately, there was so much weakness in the price that we actually closed back below 20 and 10 moving average over here. Now it is very important, and right now there is still hope that this candle will, you know, again close above, because you can do this move up here and, you know, continue towards upside up here. On the other hand, if we start closing below 20 and the 10 moving average over here, this does it becomes you know, starts looking even more bad, right? Now at one point it will look extremely terrible, and at that point it's gonna be the bottom, so we are not quite there yet. And like I said to you guys, I'm just like you. I am looking for any kind of bottom to, you know, start selling my short position or you know, closing my short position. So, you know, I'm very interested in where the bottom is for this move. Now we get a very important level we had a very important level of support over here that we did not break yet. We did break over here, so we made a lower low, and then right now we have this low down here that we are actually below. We are actually below the support. Now we are not, you know, quite there yet. We are not, we are below the support, but this candle is not closed yet. So this candle can definitely do a higher low eventually and be okay. But if it does close like this over here, number one, you broke through 10-20 moving average, you close below the support, you're definitely going towards the downside over here, right? So that's what I'm looking for today right now. That's this candle over here, closing below the support. If it does close the support, lower low, and you'll see up here also on the indicators that we don't have any divergence with this move. So, you know, we don't, there is literally no hope. I mean, there is already divergence up here on the chart, so it doesn't matter how you close it over here, there is divergence. There might be, you know, hidden bullish divergence up here if you close above the line, but you know, it's daily time frame, so we gotta see, you know, how the plays out. MACD is still bleeding towards downside with the momentum. The volume up here, let's see some volume on some other place up here. Volume is going a little bit towards downside, so it's not that strong move, but it's slowly bleeding towards downside towards this support area, and it still haven't broken support area just yet. So even though we are dumping towards downside, we are right now sitting at 22.7. We haven't broken through, you know, all of the support levels, and two major support levels to break to lose everything. These are the two levels. The lowest is at 22.6 down here. The lowest is at 22.6, and right now the one we're trying to break or go above, it's this one up here. Now we were below everything, and if you look at the wick down here, we came to these very very lows down here on the bottom side, but we haven't still broken anything, right? The breaking comes when these closes close below these lines. The wicks really doesn't matter. The wicks are just there to to give us a very nice trend line and stuff like that. We like trend lines, so we're gonna check that out. But these are the levels right now, so that's what I'm looking on the daily close right now. Do we close above, below, what's gonna happen and stuff like that. Let's zoom in a little bit up here. You'll see up here that we create some kind of double bottom up here. We went up here to the top of that range. There was a distance up here towards upside, so this double bottom up here played out. We went all the way. This was some kind of bounce over here, and this bounce was pretty legit, and then we went down and lower than previous low. And over here there is slight divergence, and I'm going to show you that, but it's on a really weird time frame up here. So if you look at over here, this is a way too big time frame over here. You cannot see it, so we got to go up on time frame. You'll see here on 8-hour time frame, an 8-hour time frame, that there is, I don't know if you can see it, there is slight divergence up here on the chart right now. But this is a red candle, and this red candle can only just go a little bit down, and then the divergence will be avoided. So the divergence is not telling us that much. I mean, the divergences are there to give us some kind of indication. If other thing, if there is confluence with other indicators, stuff like that, that might be bad. Now the bad sign up here, at least on the 8-hour time frame, is that we are going below the zero line. It's never a good thing to go below zero line. Over here we went below zero line right over here. Over here we went below zero line, so we are staying below zero line. On the daily time frame we are way above zero line, so there is no problem. So it's only these small time frames right now that has pushed us to below zero line. This 12-hour line time frame hasn't yet pushed us below zero line, so there is a long way that we need to go down to get below zero line. So if we right now, the way it looks like to me is that we might do a move towards downside, but I'm a little bit unsure whether this move over here is gonna push us below zero line. So I do intend I do look forward to some kind of bounce somewhere up here, to do this move up here, and then we look at, do we go below zero line after that eventually. We are not quite there yet, but it's important to note that these divergences and indicators do tell us a little bit about how bearish and bullish we are. Now the biggest problem with the chart, and I talked about this yesterday, and this is on the small time frame. Small time frame up here. Let's see up here. Did we break this line up here? Not yet. We came up to the resistance over here. We came to the resistance right now. We pushed up there. We're still pushing up there. The biggest problem up with these charts, let's go even small time frames, is I explained to you this a couple of days ago, maybe even yesterday. When you have a big move towards downside like over here, and then you start curving to the right, that's a not good sign. And you can see up here we are starting curving to the right again. So we have two same kind of moves over here, a little bit differently. This start fast and start having some kind of rising wedge up here that broke towards downside, but it's the same kind of movement. It's the curving to the right, and what this curving to the right is telling us right now, that there is a lot of selling pressure over here at the top. So if there was no selling pressure over here at the top, the price would just do this up here, right? That's what the price did. But when you have a lot of selling pressure, I mean, there is bullishness coming in, and people are buying, but right at this point, at this very point up here at the top, this is when the change from the bullishness, from the bulls having upper hand, to the bearishness taking over. So they managed to push the price lower up here. The bulls are trying to break the resistance, and stuff like that, but this curvature to the right side is never a good thing. So I'm not I'm not seeing any kind of bullish momentum right now on the charts. Can this break towards the upside over here above the resistance? Can this break upside up here above the resistance? That's a good question. If you do that, then we might see nice move up here to some kind of 30k up here, over here, and then consolidation or whatnot, and then we have to break 30k and go higher and stuff like that, right? But right now there is no indication that this move is that powerful. So I'm just not seeing it. Let's look at the moving averages up here on the small time frames. 4-hourly time frame, we are still below the 10-20 moving average, 50 moving average, all the way here at the top. That's why I said this is 23.2, and this is the 29 levels up here. So if you do close up here above certain levels, we might go to, you know, these tops up here, somewhere up here, you know, maybe even to the 200 moving average up here. But in a strong downtrend, you don't go up, you know, to 200 moving averages, you know, that you know, in strong downtrends, you go to, you know, 10-20 moving average and continue down, even 50 moving average and then continue down and stuff like that. So, you know, I would say that, you know, 1 hour up here, you know, 22.9, very important level. You know, something like that. It's important on the 4 hourly is, you know, a little bit above that, but you know, these moving averages down here, very important level as well. So how much the bounce is going to come, I'm a little bit unsure about it, but I'm still not seeing the bearishness. Now the patterns, guys, the patterns, where is the patterns, where are the lines? Let's remove the moving average so we can see this nicer up here. And of course you can see the line, you know, immediately up here. What is it? The line, we just drew the line up here. Give or take, this looks like, you know, the line up here almost hitting this line, and we can draw some kind of you know, some kind of channel over here, and this might be a legit channel. You can see up here we broke out of the channel right now, pushing back inside the range of the channel. Let's go to small time frames up here, range of the channel, and every time you do the move up here and you fail to break the resistance, you do bigger move. So right now we are outside the channel, we went up to the channel. You can see out here big move inside the channel right now, consolidating up here, trying to go up and down and trying to break up. If this fails again to break upside up here, we can look for an, you know, another move towards the downside. We are still in the channel, but there is a bigger channel and a bigger pattern up here. Now we have this pivot point down here that we already got, and we have right now the secondary pivot point, and these pivot points are very important, so we're gonna use them. And you can see up here there is some kind of nice line over here. Let's go to 1 hourly. But if you look at, you know, bigger time frames, this pivot point up here is green, this is red. I don't want to go, you know, about that again, why that is so, but you know, we got you know, we might be having expanding musical instrument on our hands over here. Let's go see small time frames up here. Let me see if I can do this up here. Can I do this up here? Yeah, this looks like a bigger musical instrument, but this looks like a legit musical instrument because it starts up here at the top and starts expanding towards the downside. This might be some kind of explosion down up there. So let's use this one up here. I think this is some kind of musical, some kind of you know, expanding musical instrument. Now these musical instruments, the way they break towards the upside, they don't just go to the bottom and then straight out. Sometimes they do, but you will see a lot of bullishness out of that. But this is curving to the right now towards the right side. We are hitting this resistance over here, and I would assume that this moves is gonna you know, do something like this over here. There is right now support level down here at 22.5. Very important level of support at 22.5. So if it's gonna break towards the upside up here, it's gonna do it in this triangle over here, because if it starts creating lower low, it can actually do that over here. It can still go out, but you know, the likelihood is less than that. And do these, you know, expanding musical instruments go all the way down to the bottom? They can do, you know, go again, you know, to 21.9 or something like that over there, but then you have again this move up here that's gonna do something like this over here and then break towards that side. So that's how these, you know, expanding musical instruments actually play out, at least from my experience, you know, because I've seen a lot of these expanding musical instruments you know, do the breakout towards the upside, and oftentimes it's not just a straight move up. Oftentimes it's some kind of pullback, some kind of you know, triangle up here towards the top that you know, becomes a line up here. Maybe this is the first line on that move up here. There comes some kind of consolidation up here and then the breakout, right? Even a move all the way down to the, you know, support line, retest that support line and then break towards the upside. That's how they break out. So right now I'm not seeing an immediate move up here towards the upside, because this is, you know, turning towards the right. Can it move right up? I mean, it can. It will be very bullish move, and then we are looking for some kind of higher levels. But right now that we are seeing this, you know, expanding musical instrument is curving to the right side over here, that means that the selling pressure is still very high. We got a very important level of resistance up here above us. I would assume this is gonna go into some kind of consolidation pattern up here, or some kind of you know, bigger consolidation pattern, and if it fails, you know, to break out at the end of that, that's Friday. By Friday, if you fail to you know, if you fail to break up out of this, we might see some kind of lower levels. Now, important levels on the bottom side, if you do start going down, very important you know, levels up here. That's 21.2. This one up here at the top, this on the daily. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we don't have anything, right? Let me just double check this up here. Yeah, we're gonna use the weekly time frames up here. These are important levels. This one up here. and this one up here is above us. So these two levels are very, very important. Let's go to the daily time frame just, you know, to see this, how this actually looks. That's this one up here, and then you got this one up here. There you got a couple of more, but I don't think these daily levels are that important. So if you look here, the only daily level we should be looking at is this top over here. So this is what we are looking for. So if you look at it here on the 4-hour time frame, you'll see that you know, this expanding musical instrument is just starting, right? It's just starting, and the dump over here can definitely go down all the way down to some kind of 21.8, but even lower down here, you know, into this 21 level area on the downside, right? So let's see up here, and you know, it looks big when you zoom in, right? It looks very big, you know, like a huge musical instrument, right, when it's zoomed out, but it's really not. It's really not. And you can see down here these support levels that I'm looking at right now. If we break the first one, you know, support levels, you know, on the upside over here. So if you start breaking these upside support levels up here, there are two levels, 22.6 being the last one. And you can see where we are right now. We are right now testing this upper one, right? So if you do close below the daily time frame, below these two levels over here, I am definitely looking that this move up here might actually fail. This is a 3% move, 3.6% move towards downside. These are, you know, 6% and 7% move down, which will wreck alts, you know, by 20% towards downside, something like that. So this might be a very, very big move. This might be a very, very big move. But this is what I'm looking for. Expanding musical instrument, where it's gonna break, because right now it needs to, you know, do consolidation up here or something like this up here, consolidation and then breakout, big consolidation and breakout, because if it starts going down here, it might be bad. Now, the worst case scenario is breaking the support line over here. This musical instrument, the worst case scenario is breaking the support line, because once that's done, you will have a big dump down here, right? If you break the support line, you have a big dump. On the big dump, that's the bottom. You might say, but it's the worst case scenario. Yes, but on the break on the downside, this is the bottom. I know what you're thinking, but it's the worst case scenario. I know, but breaking to the worst case scenario, by the time it gets to the worst case scenario, you know, then it's the bottom, right? On the break towards the upside, everything looks nice, and then we're gonna be looking for some kind of top. I will close my short position if it breaks this line over here. So there is that. There is that. Bottom of what? Bottom of the move. Bottom of the trend, and we might have a nice rally. So it might be, you know, local bottom or something like that, right? It might go down here, it might break down, but this is gonna be the bottom, and then we're gonna try to get into the wedge, and if you get into the wedge, it might go up, and this might be, you know, be the bottom eventually of this move towards the downside, right? It might eventually be the move on the downside, but it doesn't have to be that way. It might get rejected and continue towards downside. We gotta have a look, but it just, you know, oftentimes when these expanding musical instruments are broken towards the downside, you get what we call a capitulation, and capitulation on any kind of move can happen, and once that capitulation comes, you'll see a lot of volume coming in, and once that volume is in, there is a good probability that, you know, a lot of bulls are gonna try to, you know, take advantage of that and push the price inside the musical instrument and outside the other part. So that's one case this can actually play out. The important thing to note right now, we are at the resistance over here. We are at the resistance. We are breaking through the very important levels of support. We are not yet in the clear. This might also be considered as some kind of a, you know, you know, bottom. And every time this is, you know, there's also some kind of line up here. You break that line towards downside. A lot of bulls buying these moves back inside up here, trying to break towards upside, because this is some kind of channel over here, right? So this channel actually broke. This channel actually broke. If you see up something like this over here, the channel actually broke towards the downside. You can see up here, tap up here, went down, broke outside, but right now we are back inside of it, right? So we cannot break out of this channel up here again. If you break, you know, if you fail to get out of the channel up here towards the upside and break up below the channel again, then we are going, you know, lower inside this musical instrument over here and so forth, so forth. But right now the channel is acting as a support line over here, because we are below the channel. We need to stay in the channel, so any kind of move below, you know, outside of the channel down here will indicate more movements towards the downside, more movements towards the downside. But you know, the support line, you know, top of the channel is the support, and it is very, very important one. Let's zoom out a little bit more here at the very end, before we look at the XY, you know, at some kind of, you know, ending, and you'll see that we got nice, very nice. I mean, it's super nice. It's very, very, you know, very, very nice extremely nice, super nice, very, very nice. Where is it line? It's not this one, it's this one up here. Yeah, it is, give or take. It's very nice. Where is it? Up here, down here, something like this. Very nice channel. It's super nice channel. It's very, very nice channel. It's and you know, even this channel up here, now that we hit these bottoms down here, this might be some kind of bottom. This midline might break towards the upside. We're looking, you know, 23 you know, 1 up here towards the top side up here, but it's still, you know, downtrending channel which has more probability for upside over here. It's still downtrending channel that has more probability towards the upside. But we came to some kind of top up here, then roll over right back down again. Right now we are rolling over again, so we are in this bottom part of this move over here. Like we just were over here, right now we are going to this bottom part, so we need to break this midline up here towards the upside. But it is a very nice channel, something to look for. And by some kind of you know, technical analysis, these bottoms down here are buying options. So if you get some kind of double bottom down here, this is definitely some kind of buying levels towards the upside, because once it breaks out of the channel, it's pretty, you know, this channel is pretty much done, and you know, we are seeing higher levels up here, right? But this is a bigger time channel. You know, we've right now been focusing only on this part over here to see how this is actually going to play out. So if you draw our, you know, expanding musical instrument up here, you'll see that it goes something like this over here. Right, this is expanding musical instrument, but this expanding musical instrument is just, you know, a part of the bigger channel up here. Of course, there is even a bigger channel up here that, you know, everything is a part of, but you know, we want to go into that, you know, down that rabbit hole. And right now you can see up here that, you know, as we are approaching this, you know, the trend line over here, we are also approaching the midline over here. So could we have a double bottom down here at some kind of, you know, some kind of double bottom on the top of the channel, then break the midline over here and then go towards upside? That could be the case. How it's gonna play out, I don't know. The most important part is, you know, when we are trying to find the bottom, is we are trying to find some kind of indication that, you know, it's the bottom. Oftentimes the bottom is not just 1 week. Oftentimes the bottom is a pattern. Oftentimes the bottom is some kind of, you know, huge divergence. Oftentimes some kind of bottom is something that's happened, you know, it's oftentimes it's not just a week. Oftentimes it's not just a week. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially in these kind of moves up here, over here, oftentimes it's not just one thing. But it was a decent move up here from the top to towards the bottom. It's 3.7, you know, 8% move right now. We get a bounce up here at 1.5% towards the upside. Very nice. Will we get rejected by zero line? A little bit unsure. Gotta tell you that. And we can do analysis on a, you know, 5-minute time frame, but I don't, you know, I think I'm gonna save that for the trading live stream a little bit later, so you know, you might want to check that out. Now the chat, what does chat says? Q&A. Miguel, have a look at stock daily. We can also look at the stochastic on the daily time frame. Let's pop the stochastic up here. Financials, technicals, favorites, stochastic. Yeah, stochastic is one of my, you know, favorites. We can check that out on the daily time frame up here. Where is daily time frame? There is daily time frame. It is some kind of bottom, but it's not below the line. So you can see down here, we are getting to zero line down here, just like over here we got a zero line, but over here we came below, in the big move below zero line. So it is at some kind, getting at some kind of bottom down here. Now I'm not really good analyzing the stochastics and stuff like that, right? But this move starts indicating to me that might be, you know, some kind of a bottom down here. If you go to the monthly time frame, that was happening on the monthly down here. I think I remember. You see up here, the orange thing is, you know, curving up, and we are going zigzag up here, making this curvature right up here, you know, blasting towards the upside. Are we gonna have that on the daily time frame where we, you know, have the curvature up here and zigzag up here and towards the upside? Are we curving right now? Do we have another move towards the downside? You know, I'm not really that good at, you know, analyzing the stochastic, but I do know that a lot of, you know, very good traders and stuff like that do look for these, you know, tops up here, tops up here, tops up here. You can see here very nicely, every time you're at the top up here, it confirms some kind of tops, right? Some kind of snap. But this is channeling. It's a little bit different when you are having, you know, when you are having a trend that goes straight to upside, then it just stays up here, right? But when you are channeling in some kind of channel, sideways channel, then these tops and bottoms become very, very reliable. These tops and bottoms become very, very good, right? Over here. And the bottoms up here, especially these big bottoms down here, become, because we are right now going sideways, and in sideways trends, these, you know, in sideways trend, this stochastic might be actually very, very nice up here. These bottoms down here, right? And right now we're coming to this bottom again, so it is interesting to see that. So, but we are in sideways trend, but we don't know if this is, you know, just start of a bigger move towards downside where we just stay on the bottom. Because if it starts going towards downside, this stochastic will stay on the bottom. If you are ranging in a range sideways, this stochastic will go, you know, up, down, up, down. But if you start breaking it towards downside, you create a downward trend, then this stochastic just becomes like this, right? You gotta understand that. So you gotta look at different things than just stochastic. Weekly. Yeah, weekly is some kind of top, but again, it doesn't have to stay that way, because weekly time frame, again, if it continues towards upside, it's just stay on the top, right? It's just how it works. Let's find a very nice example of that where we had a big move towards upside. You can see up here at the top, people say, oh, stochastic has some kind of top, and just continues going towards upside. I mean, it just at the top all the time, right? Entire time is just at the top. So strong bullish trends will keep stochastic at the top, and strong bearish trends will keep stochastic at the bottom, right? You see down here, we are just moving down, you know, very hard, and you know, stochastic was still being at the bottom. So just because that you are at top, it's not indication that it's the top. It's indication that, you know, it might be the top if we are ranging in some kind of range. That's the only thing it is. Right, so don't take stochastic like, you know, alpha and omega, you know, start at the end, beginning and the end, you know, be all end all kind of, you know, indicator or something like that. It is an indicator. It's interesting to look at. It's definitely an indicator that might, you know, tell you in some kind of sideways trends where the tops and bottom is, but it can also tell you that we are, you know, pushing up and pushing down. So there is that. If it's above 70k, we'll pump. Very nice channel. Good spot on, it's medium imports, but everything. Unemployment data in 8 minutes. Unemployment data in 8 minutes. Guys, once more time about the unemployment data. I don't know what's happening there. I have absolutely zero idea how they're making these numbers go low. I don't know what kind of statistics they are pulling out to, you know, to show you that the unemployment is very, very low. I don't see unemployment going down. I see problems in the workplace. I see problems, you know, people not having money, spending money. Our biggest electronic chain here in Norway is closing down the stores because, you know, people stopped, you know, stopped buying stuff, right? Corona wasn't that bad because people still had money, but, you know, economic downturn, when people don't have money, that's when the economy goes bad. So closing down the economy wasn't that bad, but when people don't have money, they just, you know, stop spending money. They just stop spending money. They just start saving. So how they are making these, you know, unemployment numbers low, I don't know. But it's the same thing with like it was with interest rates. Interest rates went down to zero. In some countries, it went down below zero. And you have to ask yourself, how long can this stay at zero? And which other direction can it go? Can unemployment numbers go below the zero? Can employment numbers go even lower? We are pumping right now. Nice, very nice pump. Can employment numbers go even lower? And so forth, so forth. And the way I see it, there is no other way than, you know, maybe pushed even lower towards downside a little bit more. But eventually there will be a pivot point between, you know, between unemployment numbers and you know, the economy being good, right? So I think employment numbers will go eventually towards upside. That's good for the market. Did we pump on unemployment numbers or something like that? And DXY, let's see up here. We had a 4-hourly up here. 4-hourly broke. I actually the DXY is right now going towards downside over here. It might be, like Gord says, creating a bull flag or something like that over here, right? So we're gonna see that. There is a move down. SP 500 is going up again towards the resistance up here. You can see it got rejected. It might go up here again towards the resistance. The Dow Jones definitely going towards the resistance, and the Nasdaq is a little bit, you know, already up there. Already at some kind of resistance up here. So we are going, DXY is pulling a little bit back, and the stock markets are going towards the resistance line, and Bitcoin right now is also having a nice pump towards the upside up here a little bit. So will the DXY continue falling down here? Now there is a strong support line right here at, you know, 102.577 or something like that. So, you know, that depends to be seen. but it is pulling back. Where is the support lines up here on this thing up here? Right down here at 102 maybe, something like, maybe it can go even lower than that. So we're gonna see. So there is that, guys. Yes, we did have a nice dump down. We had a nice dump down over here on the daily time frame over here. It is really important to get above this line up here, at least create some kind of higher low. But it's a very slight higher low, then it can just continue dumping. The best case scenario, I would say, is getting back above 10-20 moving average. Because if you do this move up here, you go up, you get rejected, you fail to get back up again, I would assume this is going to continue down. Then I don't see it any other way. DXY weekly looks beautiful. Tila, check the divergence on DXY. I don't want to check the divergence on DXY because it's not port, but weekly looks beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of getting rejected a little bit up here. We went up here above it, pulling back, still kind of, following this trend over here. Where is the trend? Did it break the trend? Yeah, it kind of broke the trend, so you can pull back down. Yeah, 102.522, like we said, right over here, 102.522 up here, right? The moving average is up here, so it is pulling back down into the support line over here. If you look at a little bit shorter time frame up here, it might be a little bit above that. This one goes way down below, something like this over here, a little bit more towards downside up here, and then we're gonna see whether this breaks towards downside, continues towards upside. Does this look like a channel up here? Yeah, give or take. So is this, like Gord says, a bull flag over here where it continues towards upside? Will be interesting to see. Okay, guys, that's it for me for today. I'm seeing maybe more movements towards downside, and I'm definitely looking at small time frames and looking for where the strength will come in. Right now we are pushing to this 20 moving average up here. We got up here towards the 10 moving average. This might be that explosive bullish pattern up here, that explosive shoe pattern. Big move down and then right up here going towards upside. But I've seen also these kind of fails. So if this is explosive shoe pattern up here, this is gonna explode, at least 23 or something like that up here, right? Maybe the 50 moving average up here towards top 23k. So it does look like a little bit like a shoe. Yeah, it does look a little bit like a a little bit tricky, but maybe explosive shoe pattern up here, right? Because this move down is not coming all the way down there, right? So it goes like this and then it does this move up here, and right now we are in a move towards upside. Are we gonna pull back up here, some kind of highs up here? We're gonna see, and after that, will we get all the way up there and higher? We need to wait and see. Guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna leave you with the late adopter song. Enjoy that. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and tonight we're gonna be trading, guys. We're gonna be trading.
And so,
Bye bye.
to me, it's just dementia. And I think that people who are professional traders that go into trading cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out.
Shut the noise up.
Give me music. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller. The late adopter, he's growing on ya. His lines are insane, he's your crack and dopamine dealer. The late adopter, the crypto doctor. He's got what you need, he's your vitamins and painkiller.
The signal is the truth. The noise is what distracts us from the truth.
The late adopter, he's growing on